Hello everybody, Bryan Sudfield here. Welcome to the latest episode of Blu-Ray Tuesdays. I apologize for not having an episode up last week. It was very busy last week and there really wasn't anything that came out last week. But I'll briefly discuss what came out last week and I'll talk about this week's releases, of course, because it's Blu-Ray Tuesdays. So let's just jump right into it. Last week we had 3 releases come out. First we had Deliver Us From Evil. I didn't see this movie. I heard it was alright. If you like these kinds of movies, I suggest you rent it. We have Wish I Was Here. This is Zach Braff's return to directing. I really like this movie a lot. I was a big fan of Garden State, but I wasn't in love with this movie like I was with Garden State. So I suggest you rent this movie before buying it. I suggest you don't skip it. It's not a bad movie at all. And then Begin Again, which is one of my favorite movies of the year. Excellent movie. Mark Ruffalo, Keira Knightley. This movie was directed by the guy who directed Once. It's an excellent movie. I suggest you guys buy this or rent it. Do not skip this movie. Don't skip it, okay? And that's all we had last week. Now let's jump into this week's release. The first release we have is Maleficent. Angelina Jolie was incredible in the movie. That's really all the positives I have to say about the movie. I thought this movie was just I thought it was okay. I don't think it was that great. I don't think it was terrible, but it wasn't great. They changed some of the stuff from Sleeping Beauty, which was kind of stupid. Visually, the movie was alright, but Angelina Jolie carried the movie. If she was not in the movie would have been awful. I did a full review of Maleficent. You can go check that out on my channel. I'll put a link for it down in the description below. But yeah, I thought this movie was okay. I don't think it was awful. I suggest you rent this movie. Don't buy it. You can rent it or skip it. Honestly, I really don't care what you do with this movie. But it's not a terrible movie. It's not a great one either. Next up, Hercules. The Rock, Brett Ratner, 90-minute movie, fun, knew what it wanted to be, and I had fun with it. I don't think the movie was great, but I thought it was very entertaining and a lot of fun. The Rock was awesome because he's freaking Dwayne Johnson. He's The Rock, for goodness sakes. He's awesome. He's such a badass. But yeah, I had fun with the movie. I'm not going to buy it. I suggest you rent it first. You could don't skip it. It's not a terrible movie. It's not like The Legend of Hercules, so I suggest you don't skip this movie. It's a fun movie. If you're looking for something fun to watch for a 90-minute period, watch this movie. Next up, Planes, Fire, and Rescue. I didn't see this movie because I didn't care for the first Planes, but I heard this one was a lot better. I heard this movie wasn't great, but I heard this movie wasn't as bad as the first one. So if you're looking for something for your kids to watch, I think this is more of a kid movie than Maleficent, so I suggest you buy this for the kids. Don't buy it. Just rent it. Or skip it. You can do whatever you want, honestly. I'm not saying you should buy these movies. You can do whatever you want with them. I'm just telling you what I personally think. You don't have to listen to my opinion. Next up, Step Up, All In. The 5th Step Up movie. We all know how these movies are. They're just dance movies. The dance sequences in these movies are excellent. I didn't see this one because, honestly, I don't give a shit about these movies. I don't want to waste my time watching movies that are just about dancing and have crappy dialogue. You could do whatever you want with this movie. Honestly, I didn't see the movie because I don't really care for these movies, but if you like these kinds of movies, then you will have fun with this movie. And lastly, in the movie release is A Most Wanted Man. This stars the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman. It also stars Rachel McAdams, William Dafoe, and Robin Wright. I heard this movie was excellent. I really wanted to see this movie. This was a crime thriller that premiered at Sundance, and I heard it was excellent. This is the last movie from Philip Seymour Hoffman before The Hunger Games, and Philip Seymour Hoffman was such a great actor. I never talked about him on my channel, but he was such a great actor. It sucks that he passed. It really is terrible. He was one of the best actors, and you know, I heard this movie was a great final film for him, and some people think he should get an Oscar nomination for it. I will check this out as soon as I possibly can. I really want to see it as soon as possible. So I suggest you rent this movie. If you want to buy it, I don't know why this would be a movie you would buy, but you can do whatever you want. I don't think you should skip this movie, even though I haven't seen it. And that's it with all the movies. Now let's move to TV. There's only 2 TV shows coming out. First, we have the Newsroom Season 2 and premiere for the last season, which premieres this Sunday. I don't watch this show. I hear it's a really good show. I love Jeff Daniels. I love Aaron Sorkin's writing. I'll get into the show as soon as I can, but I watch a lot of TV shows, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not really a big fan of the political stuff, but newsroom stuff, but I hear it's a really good show. And if you're like a guy who loves great writing, this is a show to watch. So I suggest you rent the show. Don't skip it. I hear it's a really well done show. And lastly, finally released on a Blu-ray, The Sopranos, the complete series. The Sopranos is an incredible show. It is considered the best show of all time, alongside Breaking Bad. And I've only seen a few episodes. I have yet to watch the entire show in order. But The Sopranos is a great show, guys. If you haven't watched it, then there's obviously something wrong with you. If you haven't watched at least one episode of The Sopranos, you're missing out on a great show. So buy this show. Just buy it. It's a great show, guys. seriously recommending The Sopranos to you. So guys, that is it for this episode of Blu-Ray Tuesdays. Tell me down below what you thought of the releases coming out this week. Also, is there anything else you're excited to pick up this weekend? Let me know down below, and anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.